lexical analysis produces a sequence of tokens. Actually, for some languages, such as C, it is necessary to let the parser and the lexical analysis cooperate to determine which kind of tokens are needed. But as a first view, it's the lexical analysis produces a sequence of tokens. To create the lexical analyzer, it's easy to use to write the function manually, so to speak, and just read one byte at a time and return with the proper token. There are also tools to create this, such as Lex or Flex. Okay, the parser is also easy to do by hand, but it's more convenient to use a tool which creates the parser from a grammar. And one tool is Yak, yet another compiler, or Bison, which is basically compatible with Yak. Semantic analysis is typically implemented as a normal modules of the compiler's implementation language. Okay, so we will now see an example of a lexical analysis. So let's skip this box here and look at this. For this source code, we have, int A, int B, etc. So the sequence of tokens could be as follows. Identifier, and with the extra attribute, which identifier it is. An operator as the token, and then identifier with B, plus sign, signed integer. Here this, depending on the language, of course, if it's signed int or unsigned int, and if the value is sufficiently big, maybe it becomes a long instead. But somehow we want to represent the type of the number and the value. And then a semicolon. This could be produced as a sequence before parsing. But if we look at this instead, which is valid C and C++ code, here we introduce a synonym to the type int using typedef int x. And then we declare a variable y with this type. Okay, so this might look like an identifier. It's actually not parsed as id/x. Instead, it's typedef name. So this is parsed as a type. Otherwise, the parser will complain that it's invalid syntax. And then comes the identifier. In this case, the parser and the lexical analyzer must cooperate to determine which kind of token is needed. Okay, so this is not so easy to make completely automatic from a tool, but the lexical and syntactic analyzer must cooperate.